final night. It's the final countdown. I can't believe this is it. It doesn't feel real. I think in part because I haven't packed or done anything to prepare myself for leaving. I did send off my final huge bag of laundry today, so it's all come back, which was amazing. It came back before lunch, or maybe just after. Either way, it came back quite quickly, which was good. So that means I can now genuinely start packing. And tomorrow I'll be in uniform anyway, and then Saturday I think I'm gonna wear uniform because I can leave that on the ship and then keep my own clothes to be clean, because I don't know if I'll get a chance to do laundry when I'm at my friend's. So that's the plan, which means that I can pack away hopefully most of my clothes and most of my other stuff. I'm gonna try and wash my hair tomorrow afternoon after the guests have left. I also need to do an audition, so I can't put my makeup away yet. But I think that's about it, really. I feel very strange about it being the end. It's not been the easiest season, and so in that sense, I feel ready for it to be done. But I have really enjoyed it, and especially the last few weeks have been really, really good. Oh, but it wouldn't be the winter season without having at least one final problem with high water levels, which is that we were meant to be doing our turnaround day in Mainz, and of course we're not. We're going to Frankfurt, which is just so typical. I think this was meant to be, I'm pretty sure, the only week where we didn't have any changes because of water levels, except maybe the very first week. But of course, we couldn't even make it to the end. But actually, that's all right. So I do feel sad, but I also feel ready. And I think I feel like this weekend's a bit of a waste to be on the ship. I don't feel like I need to be here. I feel like I could have left tomorrow morning. And I feel like I'm just going to be a bit bored and frustrated over the weekend. But we'll see. The other reason why I've come on here, not just to talk about the end, which is mental, but it's to talk about this card that I received from a guest today. There was a couple on back in, I want to say August, I think it was, and they were so lovely and so funny, and I don't know what the right word is, just constantly talking to me, but in a good way. Not annoying, or well, a little bit annoying, but in a friendly way. And they told me back in August at the end of their trip that they were going to book another one for the winter season. And I said, well, if you're going to book one, please come to Skylar, because then I get to see you again. But the way they said it was a bit jokingly, and I thought, right, they're not actually going to book it. But I couldn't tell. And then all winter season I've been waiting and they've not come. So then when it got to Christmas week and they didn't come, I thought, right, they're not coming. Because they didn't strike me as the kind to go away for Christmas. And for some reason in my head, I also sort of bigged up New Year. I was like, they're not going to go for New Year's. So it got to the very final turnaround day with arrivals, which was last week. And I was very busy. It was chaotic as always. And I could hear my musician getting really excited to see someone, but obviously they were there from the start of season and I wasn't, so there's been quite a few people who've come that they've known, but I haven't. So I looked up and there they were, and I was so excited, I couldn't believe it. I was so happy to see them again. So tonight they've given me a card. I can feel that there's an actual card in here, and they said they didn't know if they would have the chance in the morning, which is very realistic of them. And on the back, obviously, I'm not going to show you this, but they've written their email address and their full names, and I just think it's so lovely. And I am going to send them an email once they're off the ship, once they're no longer officially guests. But it's very sweet, and I wanted to open it, of course. I need to do this in a way that I don't show you their email address or their names. I think if I just do it this way, then you won't see it. It's a nice card. What does it say? Alles Gute. It's a very nice card. Oh, wow. A very generous card. To Raquel, thanks for another wonderful cruise. Hope to see you at a stage door in the West End. Love from them. That is very, very sweet. And again, they've written their names and everything on the inside of the card and their email address, which is very clever because I probably wouldn't have thought to keep the envelope. Although having seen that now, I feel like I do. And they've been very generous. That's really lovely. That's really, really lovely. Oh, of course I was going to keep the envelope because I will stick it in my book of memories. So, the end of another seasonal job. I definitely, out of the 3 seasonal jobs I've done, this has definitely been my favourite. And what's been really nice, and I've said this to people, and it's one of the reasons why I really like river cruising in general, also if you're with a guest, is because you do get people like this. You get to know these people, and you get to know them really well, and you see them all the time, and it's just lovely. It's just so lovely. And it's not like, oh, it's just one face in the crowd of 1,000. No, it's almost everyone on the ship you get to know, which is so lovely. Because last year in the hotel, there were definitely families, like from Greece, that I really vividly remember and that do still mean something to me. And I'm sure if I would see them one day, I probably would recognize them and I would still be curious how they're doing. Less so in Lapland, but that's because they were only there for 3 or 4 days. I don't really feel like there's anyone, maybe 1 or 2 in total, but really not many. Whereas in Greece, there's probably about 10 or so families that I would remember over the course of 6 months. But here, I would say almost 1 a week that I would vividly remember in a couple of years' time, I think. And probably at least 20 or so others if I saw them next year. I probably would recognise them. I think. I don't know how good my memory is. But there's definitely enough people that I feel have really made a connection with me, and that's really lovely. And especially because obviously I was doing all my cabaret stuff on here, and people were just responding so kindly to it on the whole. Actually, update on that. So you know how last week I was wearing my dress and someone said they thought it was inappropriate? So the next week, this week, I decided to wear that dress again just because I wanted to prove a point. And someone came up to me and again was really complimenting my singing and then said, and this was a much, much better way of saying it and approaching me about it. First of all, they started off by complimenting my singing rather than starting off by saying, why are you wearing that? But second of all, they said, it would be really nice if you had a sparkly dress to go with it. And that's a good way of saying it. That, in my opinion, is still polite. It's not bashing what I'm wearing. And it's just saying, hey, we think, you can make it look a bit more sparkly and performance-y by wearing a sparkly dress. And don't get me wrong, I know that the dress I was wearing is more casual than what I would normally wear, but I've got a very limited number of clothes here, and I'd worn my other 2 items of clothing that I would maybe consider. Not that it matters and not that I need to justify myself, but I just thought that was a much better approach, and it was sandwiched. It was compliments on my singing, sparkly dress, but we really loved your singing and we've loved everything else you've done all week. That's the way to do it. If you're gonna try and say something about the way I'm dressed, that's how you do it. And it wasn't saying I was inappropriate or that I should know better. It was just this would be something to improve it, but it was in such a friendly manner, and it wasn't even saying like, oh, this is how you could make it better. It was literally just saying it would be nice. So I appreciated that, especially in contrast to last week. So yeah, no, that's what I was trying to say, is that I feel like because so many people here got to experience almost the beginnings of my career, as well as get to know me as a person, I feel like last year, yeah, they got to see me perform, but they didn't really get to know me as much. Especially because also last year, there were kids around. You don't really talk about your life in front of kids. You just play games with them. Whereas here, because it's all adults, your conversations are just about yourself and your life and everything. So I've just really, really enjoyed it. And I really appreciate everyone who's been nice to me and said nice things and just been around on the river cruise and hasn't put up a fight about things, because it's the vast majority who are lovely. I'm really happy I've ended this way, because I feel like halfway through this season I was really not feeling it, especially with the hot water and everything else. I was very fed up and done with it, and I feel if I'd ended the season then, I would have gone home on a very sour note, and now I feel I go home smiling. I'm still happy to be going home, I do feel ready, but I'm gonna look back at this last year with very fond memories. I already do. I don't think this is going to be the end of the vlog, because I'm sure more will happen over the coming days. Obviously, I won't be able to film very much because it'll be Shabbat, but I will try and talk. Hello, ship. That's loud. But I'm sure I will speak to you again before I leave the ship. And if nothing else, my trip to my friend will be included to Ireland. I'm flying into Belfast City Airport, which I've not been to before, I think. And it's quite a distance from where I'm meant to be going. So my friend said they're going to try and see if they can pick me up, which would be really nice. But we shall see. Anyway, that's all from me for now. I will see you in the next clip. Woo! Hello, what a day. I got up around 6 this morning to do departures and all that jazz. And then we ended up having to delay departures a little bit, not very long, about 15 minutes, but it just meant that there was a lot of sitting around in the morning, which, to be fair, there often is on a turnaround day. And the airport run was simple enough, easy enough. It wasn't anything hard because we didn't have any arrivals today, and as long as we don't have arrivals, Frankfurt's fine. It's still not the best airport. It was still a walk and other things to deal with, but it was still much better than normal. And then after a couple of hours, we finally got to come back to the ship. And then the fun started, of course, of packing everything away. So there were bags and bags and boxes of many, many, many things to pack and to count and everything. And I would say a good 90 to 95% of the stuff we have is up in the observatory, which is on deck 3, and it all needed to go to deck 1. So I was going up and down staircases constantly with heavy bags and boxes and whatnots. So I really feel like I've got my exercise in, and definitely like I am gonna have a sore back in the morning or even tonight. I actually think you might be able to see that my cheeks are a little pink. I am so warm. It's also really warm on the ship. So I've been doing that for the last few hours. I have no idea what time it is. I tried to listen to some music while I was doing stuff. I had my headphones in, but because they are wired earphones, when I was carrying stuff, they kept getting caught. And it was the one, well, it's not the only time I have in the past wished that I had wireless headphones, and I did think it's again today, just like, oh, that would be useful. The one nice thing that I did get out of everything, actually two nice things. Number one, my lovely, lovely receptionist, who I adore dearly and worked with in the summer as well, gave me this as soon as I got back from the airport, and I've been hanging on to it, and I'm definitely going to enjoy that after I finish this. And number two, a little present from TUI, even though I'm not sure if they know about it, is a travel mug. I am so excited. I've been eyeing this all summer since I came on board, actually since before I came on board. I think it's a really nice design and I like it a lot, and I'm excited to use it. I do have another one that's Greg's themed. I don't know where it is at the moment. I actually think I have two of those, but one's in Australia because I'm pretty sure I accidentally forgot it there when I went back for COVID. And last time I went back, I forgot to bring it as well. Oh, and the other thing, my cruise director unbelievably got me these beautiful earrings. They're very similar to the red ones that my mum bought me around my birthday, but they're blue and they're this stunning blue colour. Now, I'll be honest, as you know, first of all, I don't wear much jewellery anyway, but also I don't really tend to wear long jewellery, and this is really quite long, especially because I'm quite small. But I think this is going to be so beautiful on a special occasion, and I am so excited to wear it, and I just think it's a really gorgeous gift. I feel so spoilt. Now, I haven't even packed. I haven't even looked at packing. I need to wash my hair as well, which I want to do first. And I think realistically what's more likely to happen is that I'm gonna wash my hair today and then go back into uniform. I'm staying in uniform today and tomorrow because I can leave that on the ship. I think I've spoken about that already. And then tomorrow, I presume all day, I'll just spend packing and putting things away and sorting it all out. I am a little bit worried about my luggage. I wasn't before now, but the bag my friend wants me to take back for them is bigger and heavier than I was anticipating, and my suitcase is smaller than I think I was expecting. And again, I've acquired quite a bunch of things since being here. I have also, to be fair, I have also used up some stuff, and there's definitely going to be some stuff that I'm leaving behind, which is nice. But I am a little bit worried. I just checked the time, it's almost 3 o'clock, which means I've got about an hour and a half before Shabbat comes in, so I'll probably shower and wash my hair, and then see what I do after that. I don't know if I'll speak to you again before tomorrow evening, so in case I don't, I will see you over here. Yay! Hello. So, it is the end. It's the end of the season, which is crazy. I've just seen that my camera battery is running really low, and I'm glad I've noticed that now, so hopefully I can charge it overnight and have it ready for tomorrow. This is it. This is the last 12-ish hours. I spent most of the day packing and editing more videos, which is good because I'm now so on top of it. There's only, I think, 2 more videos I really want to make that are sort of New Year's videos, but they're not going up till April, so I've got time. This is, I'll show you the state of my cabin at the moment. I have got my suitcase there, which is very, very big. I'm a little bit worried about how full it is, but it only weighs about 16 kilos the last time I weighed it, so that's good. And what I realised, I checked in about an hour, 2 hours ago, and not just do I have 2 suitcases, which is totally unnecessary, both those cases are 23 kilos. Now, I only have 1 case with me, so we'll just do 1 case. And as I say, it's only about 16 kilos now. But I have my backpack and another hand luggage. They've called it an accessory. So if I need to, I can take that tote bag and use that to carry some stuff on the plane with me, like my notebooks or my devices or whatever. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but if I do, it's nice to know I have that as an emergency measure. On the floor here beside my bed, I've got some rubbish. That whole bag is rubbish, and then that's the pizza box from the pizza we had today. It was gigantic. Here I've got a couple of last minute things. Most of this is gonna actually be for hand luggage / to wear or whatever. I've got my clothes, my shoes, and nothing in there. Brilliant! And in the bathroom, it's just my toothbrush, which I need to bring, my water bottle, which I'm going to bring, and then those things up there, which are all going to be left behind / thrown away, which is kind of sad, but also I'm happy to be leaving it behind. And that's it. Oh, you get my back of my hair. So I'm feeling really good about this, actually. I've got, I think, 1 more set of clothes there that I need to pack. I'm going to shower now, and then put this uniform away with my other uniform, which I leave on the ship, and then I've got the one other item of clothing that I thought I might wear tonight but haven't ended up wearing, so I can pack that. I can't pack my pajamas till the morning, but that's okay. They'll just go at the top. And then I've just got all my notebooks and my bag of goodies, which I've eaten most of. I've done a very, very good job of eating through my food, together with sharing it with people, which has helped a lot. And that's it, really. So, I don't know if tomorrow... Oh, well, actually, I presume tomorrow is going to be a part of this vlog, unless the other clips have made it really, really long, but I don't think so. And then I'll probably end it there, because I don't think I'll be filming much when I'm with my friend. But I only have 45 minutes to change over from one flight to the next in Schiphol, which, if you know Schiphol, it's a big airport, and it's a big airport. So I'm gonna be sprinting from one plane to the next, and that's presuming that my flight isn't delayed at all leaving here, which I'm not expecting it to be, but you never know. So I am a little bit nervous about that. I think 45 minutes is probably the shortest I've ever had. I did once have an hour in Japan, and I think I also once had an hour in JFK, so if I could do that, hopefully I can manage this. But I think I'm also going to have to go through passport control, because I'm going from a flight that is within the EU to a flight that's not within the EU. But we'll see. I've actually had a pretty chill day, aside from, packing and doing other bits and bobs. I did have to say goodbye to my musician today, which genuinely made me very sad, because I don't know when/if I'll see them again. And obviously I did the summer season with them as well, and they are just so lovely and so kind, and I feel so grateful to have worked with them this season. So I was sad about that. And then tomorrow I leave, which I'm not as sad about. I am very ready to move on. I think that's all I've got to report to you for now. If more comes up, more will come up. Otherwise, I will see you in the morning. And in the meantime, I need to charge my camera. I'm holding the lead so that as soon as I stop recording, I remember what I'm doing. And then I'm going to shower. Okay, goodbye.